Now for Loki's bracers, I took a lot of artistic liberty and simplified them quite a bit just so they'd be easier to make. So you can either draw your bracer pieces freehand, or you can download the pattern that I use for free at www.thewoodlandelf.com/pattern/Loki. And what you'll do is you'll cut out all the bracer pieces and you'll transfer them onto a piece of Pellon. Now this is a nice stiff material that will let the bracers keep their shape. And so then once you've cut your bracer pieces out of the Pellon, you'll sew some gold material right over the top of the bracer pieces that you've cut. And this material is actually just some polyester material that I found in Joann Fabrics. So once you've actually got all of your pattern pieces cut out of Pellon and covered in gold, you'll have to stack them on top of one another. This piece here, the big piece, will be the bottom piece. This set of pieces will go on top as the second layer, and then the little circle will be the third layer, and that'll go right in the middle of this piece. And so you'll end up with this, with all the layers sewn onto one another. The circle's the third layer on top of the second layer, which is all these pieces, on top of the bottom, the large piece on the bottom. And while you can hot glue these, I suggest sewing them because the stitch marks actually give the pieces added dimension. And so then of course you'll have two rather sizable gaps in the pieces right along here and right along here, which on the actual bracer would be this big part here and this big part here. And what I did was I just added these gold beads right on the inside to both of the gaps. And again, it just gives them a little more dimension. And this is what the beads look like normally. I found these in the ribbons and trim section at Joann Fabrics. And you can just hot glue those right on. And so then to make the bracer stay on, you'll need a loop on the back. And so basically all this loop is it's just a rectangle of Pellon with the gold material over the top again, and the sides are cut off at an angle. And so all you do is you sew one end of the strip about midway up the bracer, and then you'll sew a couple of snaps down lower than the end point where you've sewn it here, and the matching snap sides, you'll sew them to the gold side of your strip, and then you'll just fold it over and snap them together. And so then of course once you do your other bracer, you'll just want to flip these pieces the other way for the other arm. And so then of course you end up with a pair of bracers.